Let's say you and the boys are hanging out, right? And because you're all hungry and fat, you're like, we should get pizza. So your friend immediately suggests pepperoni because it's the best on the menu and it has the least amount of carbs. But then your friend immediately butts in and goes, no, we want olives because it's earthly, smooth, and it's best on pizza.
No,
Olives
dude,
are better than
pepperoni's
pepperoni,
class.
dude.
Shut up, fatty.
Fatty, you're the one ordering pizza.
Shut up.
Guys, what if we just put both on the pizza?
No!
Then the two friends have this back and forth and they just go on and on about articles and formats and whatever. But in the end, they never even get the pizza. You're probably sitting at your desk wondering how on God's green earth this has anything to do with the Israeli-Palestine conflict. So the pizza represents Israel as a whole, and then the pepperoni and the olives represent the religious ideals and the ideologies.
Yehuda Amichai is one of Israel's finest poets. Having been born in Würzburg, Germany as an Orthodox Jew, when he was 12, his family moved to Israel because of a certain German leader. During his time, he joined the IDF, the Israeli Defense Forces, which he then used as the forefront of his poems. How does religion affect the internal workings of the Israeli government and what can be done to separate it? There is a need for the removal of Jewish bias or views in government, allowing other religions a secure political party and a willingness to listen to Palestinians instead of continual branching off. Topic 1. Same story, different perspectives. M.G. Concord, a director and writer of several films, in his article, Israelis and Palestinians are both trapped by the dangerous fantasies of history, points out inconsistencies of both Israel and Arab views. Quote, religious right-wing settlers will whisper to you that Palestinians are Amalek, the hated biblical enemy, and thus there is a special sacred injunction to wipe them out. Do not spare them, the Bible says, kill every man and woman and child. Islamic texts, meanwhile, have numerous hateful references to Jews. One hadith that notably says, if the Jew will hide behind a tree, even the tree will say, come and kill him. From Palestinians labeled as Amalek to the hateful messages towards Jews, each religion justifies the assault and killing of those different from them, removing any chance of peace in the face of belief. Topic 2. The controversial creation of Israel and its impact on war. Zin Ziran's thesis on the role of religion in the Arab-Israeli conflict provides 77 sources, time periods mixing from the 1970s to early 2020 case studies, journals, and reports, providing an unbiased, historically focused timeline of how Arabs, Jews, and even the United Nations handled the creation of Israel. In the dourness of World War II, Jews notably fled to Palestine, and with the rise of Jewish support from other countries, the United Nations passed Resolution 181 in 1947. Giving 57% of land to Jews and 43% for Arabs. However, Arab population largely outweighed that of Jewish population. Quote, the resolution stipulates that 57% of the total area of Palestinians will be allocated to Jews, and the remaining 43% of the land will be owned by Arabs. However, the population of Arabs in Palestine is much larger than that of Israel. Therefore, Palestinian Arabs and the Arab countries did not accept the resolution as well as the establishment of the State of Israel. The war between the two sides began from then on, end quote. Due to the United Nations' poor response to border control in relation to the Arab population, Israel was essentially set up to fail. Jews encroaching into Arab territory sparked the ongoing warfare. Counterclaim. The removal of religious power takes away from the identity of Jews in Israel as a Jewish homeland. The removal of religious ties to the government goes against Israel's focal point, being a Jewish homeland, along with forcing heavy adjustments on the Israeli government. Even the current Prime Minister, Yair Lapid, is part of the Zionist political party. Quote, stating that he was not looking for a happy marriage with the Palestinians, but for a divorce we can live with. Lapid asserted that a two-state solution is crucial for Israel's future. A peace treaty is not possible without the agreement of both parties. Lapid sees peace as a cutoff in a sense, a divorce between Palestinians and Israelites, keeping them as enemies. Quote, the opposition of religious parties to return the occupied territories undoubtedly hinders the development of the Palestinian-Israeli peace process. End quote. Due to notable Israeli political parties following Zionist ideologies, the idea of a peaceful negotiation between Palestine and Israel becomes deeply strained when religious bias factors government action. Topic 3. Hate-covered silence. In the timeline of the conflict created by the Council of Foreign Relations, an educational site that associates with over 20 organizations, goes in detail about the October 7th attacks. Quote, Hamas military leader Mohammed Deif said the group undertook its assault because of Israel's long-running blockade of Gaza, its occupation of Palestinian lands, and its alleged crimes against Muslims, including the description of Al-Aqsa Mosque and Jerusalem. Israel's Prime Minister Netanyahu, in turn, announced that Israel is at war with Hamas, end quote. The October 7th attacks provide the sheer brutality and barbaric nature of each side. As we learned previously from Israel's creation to religious belief, both sides believe they're in the right. From the Gaza blockade to the bombings, both sides are so filled with hate that the idea of a peace treaty is impossible. Going into detail on religious texts from the Bible and Quran, how both scriptures prefer the use of force on Jews or Palestinians referred to as the Amalek. 2. The creation of Israel and its problematic border that started the conflict day one. 3. The unwillingness for either side to communicate creates an echo chamber of inhumane fighting. The Israeli-Palestinian and Arab conflict still persists to this day. It's crucial to learn the internal workings of both sides to provide a middle ground to where the true problem lies. Thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something.